if history teaches us anything, the name of the game in any business has been reinventing the same business to a newer look and a newer way of doing it. This Dollar Shave Club, great example. And if you listen to the ad from that person, he said, we liked the idea that we went out and bought a high precision German company. The history does repeat, but the volumes may be different. The products may be different. As you say, the category, go after a winner. But each one has a cycle.
Sure.
And if you don't reinvent, somebody else is going to reinvent you. And then they become the new thing in town. Okay.
Yeah. One thing we haven't mentioned, though, too, on this, with this kind of rapid changes, the Dollar Shave Club, as an example, is taking out that middleman, the distributor, and being transparent about costs, which with the new trend, and certainly with the new wave, with the new generation that's shopping for sustainability, and they have a conscience and they don't want to own. This now is, am I really getting good value? And this whole thing about AUR wasn't all about off price. It was about, what is it really worth? If you're taking something that's cost is broken down and you're tripling or quadrupling it from cost, is that good value? And if you can now deliver without going through the retailer, without going through the wholesaler, then that's really what the true value is. So in that case, again, to your earlier question, you're going to end up, the volume is going to come down because the retails keep coming down, either because off price is not the true price, the off price is closer to what it should be, or you can go direct to consumer and cut out everything in the middle.
So what happens to all those middle people? In the entire supply chain that we've had for ages, the first death we saw were the salespeople on the floor, the help on the floor. Every time retailers felt the pinch, they reduced. And I think that was the worst thing they could have done, because they took the experience of the consumer away.
How are they spending their time, though? That salesperson then, and the reason they had to do it is because there were so many non-revenue generating activities they used to have to do on that selling floor. So they had to have coverage, they had to stock, they had to restock, they had to be surveilling the floor to make sure there wasn't any theft. And now when you go to the smaller format, they're really there just to sell, because it's not about inventory. It's just about having a sample of that jacket. And could have swatches, you could look at it online, but you don't need them also. Those salespeople now are focused on just selling, and it's value, it's all value add, and it's all revenue generating. So, and that was one of the only variable costs they had to affect. But now at least I think, if I'm coming in, if I went to Nordstrom, and I went there to look at shoes in Nordstrom in Century City, and this guy, you knew that there was 4 of them around the cash desk. They were there just to sell, and that was it. And if they didn't have it on the floor, they went in there and they could go immediately on the iPad and find out where it was. Do you want it delivered to the store? Do you want it delivered to home? And
you have a curbside pickup. All kinds of things technology has brought in, the tools to help, yet reduce the cost. But did everybody put it in, all of them? Did somebody miss the boat? I keep saying information and knowledge are 2 different things.